right. So your favorite deal was the sneaker convention that
Yes.
was it your CEO? No, it was the owner who just agreed. He was like, yeah, I'm down to do it.
Tom Garfinkel. So
Mm-hmm.
Tom Garfinkel is our team president,
Mm-hmm.
CEO,
CEO.
CEO.
And he was just like, yeah, let's do it.
Really my director. So my director, Dave Mack, he's the groups and events director.
Mm-hmm.
So him, and then he let them know like what was going on, but they were all for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tom was. They even the sneaker games guys even made him a custom pair. He wears Air Force Ones to work.
Oh,
So
okay.
he's usually suited and booted with a pair of Air Force Ones on. So they made
Yeah.
a Dolphins pair.
Oh,
So
that's fire.
I was excited for him to get those. But the event was amazing. It was buy sell trade. It was interactive. So we had panelists from like sneaker influencers. We had performers. We had a game room where Microsoft came and brought these portable gaming devices, so you could sit. You game all day. We had an art district, which is my favorite, of course, where people were selling like different pieces of art. They were customizing shoes.
Wow.
It was just exclusive sneakers. It was sneaker vending machines. It was insane, to say the least.
Yeah.
Luckily for the organization, is everybody who came in also got a Dolphins ticket, so they were able to come back and enjoy the game. So it was a 2-for-1 for us.
Yeah.
The most, because it embodied everything that I wanted to do. It embodied, the sales process from start to, thinking about the event, creating the sales, making that partnership and building those relationships with different, like the Foot Lockers and different stations and different influencers. And then also like the operations side, where I got to work with our operations team, who they are extremely hard workers, because we always have something going on. But we got to, so kudos to them. We got to work with every aspect, guest experience. So I got to like have my hand in all of that. And so that's why I think that probably is my favorite event. I just got to be so hands-on with it.
That's so dope. I mean, and it all kind of comes full circle with the whole life cycle of the sale, because not only are people, I mean, one, who doesn't want to come to Miami, first of all, like people are just going to pull up in Miami just because. And two, you got people coming back for games. So now it's like, all right, well, I just, pulled up at Hard Rock. It was dope. I had a great time at the convention. Now let me come back for games, spend more money. So it was a complete win-win, because you get to kind of work in parallel fields, right? Of like, I love shoes, I love art, but also I get to, be in my job, make money for sports and all that.
It was an event in Dolphins event sales history. So 3 months to get it together. I came on the team in July. The event was in December. I thought about it in like October. So to see it just happen so quickly and to have such big accolades in its first year, I'm happy to see what it's going to do once things go back to normal.
Absolutely. And you said it was in November?
It was in December. So we dropped
December?
it at the Red 11's release. We were like, okay, the next day, because people are going to be looking for.
I mean, I'm just logically thinking like, yes, of course I would like to go to Miami in December because it's cold. Like, yes. So of course people would like to pull up. Now I want to pivot a little bit in this interview, because this is going to air during Women's History Month, right? A month that oftentimes does not celebrate Black women nearly enough as it should, and all the intersections that we have to offer. Now, when you think of women's history, what kind of comes out to your mind, and how do you celebrate Women's History Month?
Yeah, what comes to mind to me is I feel like behind every strong man, not even behind, beside, and people like to use the word behind, but beside every strong man is a stronger woman next to him. Like, we love Michelle. Like, we love Michelle. Like,
we love Michelle.
Do we not? Like, look at Jay-Z. We love Beyonce. Do we not? And so for that, I think, again, this goes back to giving us our flowers while we're still here. Black Women's History Month. Well, it's Women's History Month, but Black women in general, like giving us our flowers, because now we're in these spaces. We're in every single space. The young lady Brianna, who's in NASCAR, like we're in these spaces that people don't touch, and we're everywhere now. We're starting to slowly just dabble in everywhere. It may be not so many, but we're starting to be there, and we're starting to be. And so I hope that for years to come, and that this month of March and Women's Appreciation Month, that again, Black women are more celebrated. We are giving our flowers. We are giving our credit due. And so that people start to recognize. So I'm all about like female empowerment with girls who the world. I've been outnumbered my whole life. 5 boys, no sisters. I'm like, Mom, like what?
Please, yes.
Out of 5, I think I'm holding it down.
Absolutely.
I like to joke with them. Oh, you guys all had league dreams, but guess who's really there? None of them made it pros.
Ooh, shade. But speaking of like sisters, aren't you AKA?
I am.
And how do you feel about your sister being in the White House? Please tell me what was going on in your mind when that went down.
Just if you pink and green emojis, like
everything.
Yeah, she embodied, I think, everything that we want out of our first Black female vice president. Just that's what we wanted. She came from an HBCU. She was a part of a Black Greek letter organization, and it's like this. We bring forth leaders, and again, now we are starting to get our credit. Seeing her do that for us now, we love to brag about being first, and it's like nobody's going to be able to shut us up about being first. Because now we have these, like, what's big? The next is president, so hopefully we can take that too. But vice president was a great accolade. But so seeing my soror do that was like, yes, we have so many sorors that are doing the thing out here, and so to have represent us so elegantly and graciously while still holding her own and being able to let her speak. So my daughter tells everybody, I know who the vice president is. It's Kamala Harris. So I'm hoping she does great things. And I think as the sorority as a whole, I think all of us are just like.
Absolutely. I mean, this ain't nothing new. This ain't nothing new. Black women been doing this. It's just now we're starting to get that recognition, starting to get into these spaces, right? Now, as a Black
important to me, that's why I was saying. So my sorority, I've gained a ton of sisters I don't know. I just wear. It's a sister in the grocery store, a sister at the airport, or on the train. So I got my sisters there.
Absolutely. Now, as a Black woman in a leadership position, do you feel supported in the work that you do? And what are you doing to get other Black women in these spaces?
So luckily for me, I got the esteemed honor of having my direct manager, the group sales manager with the Dolphins, is a Black woman. Her name is Courtney Campbell. Crazy enough, she's from Jackson, Mississippi, and we did not find out until our first day there.
Wow.
We were introduced.
Small world.
I was like, what? Where are you?
That's crazy.
And so having her, I wasn't on her team at the time, but having her to look up to and having her story there, it was like, oh, this is like I can be, a manager, and they are making these spaces for us.
Right.
But I would be remiss to say that it's just me. It's just me and her. So I would hope that when I do become in a position that it can be more. So it's not just me and her, looking across each other at the desk, like knowing all the Black History Month facts. Like, do you know it's Black History Month?
Right. Like, y'all know. Like,
yeah. So it's just our department. The rest of the organization, there are many Black women in leadership, and so I appreciate being able to give back, and I get so much advice from these women, and they're like, again, mentors or like sisters to me. And so any opportunity I get for Black women, even just women in general, they DM me. You slide in my DMs. I'm busy, and sometimes I respond late, but I'm going to respond. I'm going to pay it forward. I want to give you every advice, the best advice that I can give to help you get where you want to get. I'll, send that, as long as the relationship is genuine. Or do we need recommendations? What advice do you need? I can see who I know. I'm going to always put your name in rooms that your feet haven't even entered if I'm able to do so.
Absolutely. I love that. And now we've kind of moved into our last segment of this interview called quick fire questions. You have to answer with one sentence or less or one word or less. Cool?
Okay. Cool.
Sweet. What is your favorite place that you've traveled?
Gosh, I haven't been anywhere. I know it sucks. I just got my passport. My favorite place that I've traveled. I'm gonna have to be basic and say I've been to San Francisco. That was cool.
San Francisco's cool. It's not basic. There's some really, really dope places stateside, say the least.
It's probably really cool things though.
Mm-hmm. Where's the favorite place that you've lived?
My favorite place is Miami.
Yeah, I was gonna say. For sure. What's a mantra that you live by?
Ooh, never cease to amaze.
Oh yeah, that's good. What's your favorite thing about being in Miami?
My favorite thing about being in Miami is that it's summer year round.
Yes, please. I'm looking outside at the cold, the barren trees.
Yeah, beach December.
Oh my gosh. What is or your favorite game that you've attended? Game or event? Game or event.
Ooh, it's a tie. Super Bowl 54 and college national championship this year.
Oh, that's dope. That's really dope. What is some advice that you would like to give to young women coming behind you?
I would say, quote Michael Jordan, Michael Jordan said, I didn't come here to be average. And so make that your goal in everything you do, every room you enter. Be the brightest light. Be somebody that people remember. Stand out. Don't ask questions just to ask. Don't speak just to introduce yourself. Actually get to know people. Remember things about them. That's I have photographic memory, and I always remember the first thing somebody has on, the first time I ever met them. It's weird, but...
Dang, I should have put on more than this graphic tee.
But I'm going to remember it 20 years from now. But be present and be a bright, don't come in those rooms. Don't come in these rooms average. You have to, and it's true. You have to, what they say, work twice as hard to get half of what some people do. So if it means, my headshot at work is a bright yellow satin shirt.
It is
going through the headshots. You stand out when you
walk. That's the one.
Smile. You command your attention. You don't go somewhere and be average and be just a name on the roster, or be someone that just exists there. Don't be a wallflower. Stand out. This industry is really competitive. There are a lot of people who want your spot. You're not now, as a woman, you're now competing against a double standard, as this is a male-dominated industry. So as a woman, you
for sure
can be capable. And then on top of now being a minority, being the minority in the building, you need to stand out. You'll be judged before you walk into the room. You'll be judged based on the way you talk, your slang, your vernacular. But at the end of the day, do your job and I don't want to curse, be doggone good at your job.
You could do it. It's Friday. Why not?
So don't be average. I say, like Michael Jordan said, don't come here to be average. As my mom says, never cease to amaze. So
absolutely. Boom. And we done. That is Mickey Yant for you all on a Friday. Group sales account executive at the Miami Dolphins. Mickey, thank you so much for taking out the time on a Friday to be with us today at the Black Sports Network. I'm your host. Again, my name is Brianna DeBose. This is our Women in Sports series. Mickey, thanks again.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.